saying this shit?
Tensions boiling over as protesters angry over ICE raids and the deployment of National Guard troops spill onto the 101 in downtown Los Angeles.
Don't want people to fall into the chaos that I believe is being created by the administration completely unnecessarily.
Explosive flashbangs and clouds of tear gas filled downtown LA last night as police declared an unlawful assembly. There also appears to be some looting at a convenience store in Compton. LAPD says they detained several people and eventually arrested 27.
Chaos erupts here in LA County. Widespread immigration raids triggering protests from Paramount to downtown. And tonight, an unlawful assembly has been declared as President Trump announces he will be deploying thousands of National Guard troops here to Los Angeles.
Chaos and calamity rocked Paramount Saturday on the second day of demonstrations against federal immigration operations in Southern California. KTLA was on the ground and in the air, capturing the explosive environment. The mayor of Paramount says tension escalated after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and other federal agents were apparently staging at or near a local Home Depot center.
And ICE is here, terrorizing the community.
Throngs of protesters gathered in the industrial area, sparking more clashes between law enforcement and members of the community. Crowds taunted authorities, with some people going so far as to block a U.S. Marshals service bus, while others hurled rocks and other objects at law enforcement vehicles, according to the LA County Sheriff. Federal agents responded with pepper balls, rubber bullets, tear gas, and flashbangs.
In the last several hours, unfortunately, the crowd has grown. We believe at this time it's at approximately 350, maybe 400. As the crowd has grown, it has become more violent.
A wooden pallet and then a car went up in flames during the unrest, sending black smoke into the air. The cause of the car fire is unclear. Federal officials say the government is doing its job, enforcing the law, protecting the public, and securing borders. Opponents say this is not justice, but madness, and that hardworking people are being treated like criminals.
When will this man stop violating laws? He sent the National Guard in to quell the immigration protests that are going on inside of California, well, in California. And if he had the power to do so, that wouldn't be a problem, but he does not have the power to do so. The National Guard is supposed to coordinate with the leadership in the state to assist them with whatever it is they're having a problem with. The National Guard is not supposed to just be used to go in and stop freedom of speech, because that's what really going on. These individuals took the liberty of protesting because that is what they have the right to do under free speech. Similar to the January 6 people. That's what they all say. Oh, that's just, friendly protests of, some patriots. Fuck out of here talking about some goddamn patriots. Motherfuckers ain't patriots. Motherfuckers criminals. But these individuals that were protesting in California, they were doing nonviolent peaceful protests, and the National Guard came in and they just kind of exacerbated things. But I like the way that California is moving because the LAPD didn't get involved. The LAPD actually stood on the sideline as the National Guard tried to incite riots because they didn't want no part of it, because they knew they had it under control already, and they were giving those people the right that they had to freedom of speech. And the National Guard came in under Trump's directive and tried to stop their freedom of speech, which is absolutely not how it's supposed to go. At certain points, the National Guard was outnumbered by some of these protesters. So we want to make sure that the right narrative is being pushed out there by these protests. And it's not just some people that are just going out there just causing havoc and raising hell and doing all type of crazy shit. Trump is trying to incite a riot to try and institute martial law. That's what's really going on. America's being reshaped right now, guys. And if you are paying attention, it's a scary thing to watch, because America's being reshaped to benefit the top 1% and to basically say, if you don't view things as I view things, I'm going to fuck you up.